2.2a, solving equations. I've taken 2.2 and I've broken it into 3 sections. So we're going to have an A, a B, and a C section. And we want to remember that we are going to be talking about equations. And these are different from expressions that we've seen earlier. An equation will have an equal sign, and an expression will not. There's no equal sign. With equations you can solve and get a number for your variable. With expressions, no equal sign, we're just going to simplify. We won't add an equal sign. X minus 1 equals 15. Most of us already know the answer, and you probably even understand what you did to get the answer. You added 1 on both sides. And so that this cancels, becomes 0, and then we'll combine those. So on the left side of the equal sign, we're going to have x, and over here, 15 plus 1 is 16. With equations, you want to get in the habit of checking them. So we're going to take our answer and plug it in. We've got x minus 1 equals 15. So put your 16 here, minus 1 equals 15. 15 equals 15. And if these two numbers match, then you know that you've gotten the right answer here. It's important to take this step and just do a little bit of checking. We want to remember that when we're solving equations, our goal is to get the variable alone. And we're going to have several steps to do, like a checklist, to make sure that we're doing everything in the right order and we're getting everything done. When we're dealing with negative numbers, it's a little harder to come up with our answer in our head. You've been doing something like x minus 1 equals 15 for a long time, but with negative numbers it's a little bit more difficult. But the process is the same. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this negative 5, this positive 5, and we're going to do the opposite. We're going to subtract. And that way we'll get 0 here. And it'll cancel. We say it cancels, but it becomes 0. Then x plus the 0 gives us x. Now, what we did over here, we have to also do over here. So we've got a minus 5. Well, here the signs are the same. So we're going to add, and we're going to keep. And so that our answer is a negative 15. Did the same thing that we did up here. We did the opposite. We added to get 0, and then we added 1 here. Here we had a positive, and so we subtracted to get 0. And what we did here, we had to do here. And then these signs are the same, so we add and we keep the sign. And then, like I said, we always want to check it. And so we've got x plus 5 equals negative 10. Negative 5, well, negative 15. That's what we got for x. Negative 15 plus 5. And see a negative and a positive. We will subtract, and we'll keep the sign, and we'll bring this down, and they match. So then we know that this is a good answer. All right, let's look at another one. Let's see. When we're doing this, we are moving the constant. We are using the additive inverse property that we talked about in 1.8. We could also have a situation where we only have one constant, but we have two groups, two terms of variables with variables, and they are like terms, and so we can get them together. And so what we're going to do is we got one here, one here. This equal sign, we need our variables on one side of that equal sign, and we need our constants on the other. Doesn't matter which. We could put the constants over here and the variables over here. Doesn't matter. But that's what we've got to do. And since we've already got just a constant here, let's leave it and move the variables over here. So again, we're going to use that additive inverse property, and we are going to subtract the 5m so that this becomes 0, and then minus 5m here. 2.8 equals 6 minus 5 is 1m. These will take a little bit longer to check. And I'm going to use parentheses because it's being multiplied. Plus 2.8 equals 6 times m. And come in and say, this is 2.8, m is 2.8, 2.8. We're going to do the math. Alright, so this will be 14. This is 16.8. When we go to add those, these match. This is right. So we are, this time we're moving the variable. It's still the additive inverse property. Okay, I want you to practice a couple of these. I'm going to put both steps in here. Just kind of let you try it. So let's practice. You should know the drill by now. Practice, write the problems, pause, and then, start up the video again. Okay, here we go. Let's see. We have 7x minus 3 equals 6x plus 6. 3y minus 9 equals 4y minus 1. I want you to go ahead and work it and check it. Check your solutions. Alright, so go ahead and pause it. I'll keep working. Here I've worked out the problems, and now I want to check them. And I really wanted to do this in action, live action, so you could see the process again, because this is so very important. Here we have 7x minus 3 equals 6x plus 6, which is what we started with here. We're saying x equals 9. So, well, I want my black, not my green. 7 times x minus 3 equals 6 times x plus 6. Take the 9, put it in here, multiplying before we do the subtracting. Multiplying over here. Oh yeah, I already see my problem. Here we go. That's supposed to be 63, 60. Okay, yeah, we all make mistakes, huh? Here we go. Alright, 60 equals 60. And that means that this is correct. Here I've already put the parentheses. Just went straight from here where we started. We're saying that negative 8 is the answer. So negative 8, negative 8, negative 24, minus 9. That would give us a negative 33. Here we have negative 32 minus 1. And we're going to add and keep the sign. And those are equal. So then it means that this answer is right. And so I really want you to practice with the checking of the answers on this. Alright, so this is 2.2a, and we were talking about moving the variable and the constant. Alright, go do your homework. Talk to you later. Bye.